Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. So, folks, if you've been following the Giants recently, you know that the start of the 2025 NFL season hasn't exactly gone according to plan. Expectations were high after a pretty promising offseason, especially considering how the team finished last year. The Giants had made some key moves, brought in new talent, and there was a real sense of optimism that this could be a turnaround year. But unfortunately, Week 1 was a bitter pill to swallow. The Giants, who are desperate to shake off a history of offensive struggles and inconsistency, failed to score a single touchdown in their season opener. That's right, 0 touchdowns in the first game of the year, and to make matters worse, they lost to the Washington Commanders, 21-6, a result that has fans worried and players frustrated. Now, let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes because the situation with Malik Nabers is quite telling. Malik Nabers, the talented wide receiver drafted by the Giants in 2024, showed flashes of promise during his rookie season. He finished with over 200 yards, exactly 204 yards, and scored 7 touchdowns across 109 receptions. That's impressive, especially considering the chaos that surrounded the team at the quarterback position. His college career at LSU was stellar, too, with over 30 yards and 21 touchdowns in just 3 years. So it's clear Nabers has the talent, the potential, and the work ethic to be a game changer. But here's the thing, despite his potential, things haven't exactly gone smoothly for him in New York. Week 1's game against the Commanders was a tough one for Nabers. He managed to rack up 71 yards on 5 receptions, which isn't bad at all, considering the circumstances. But what really caught people's attention was what happened on the sideline. Malik Nabers was seen with a towel over his head, clearly frustrated, and he was involved in a heated discussion with head coach Brian Daboll. That kind of scene speaks volumes about the mood in the locker room and Nabers' own frustrations with the team's direction. It's no secret that the Giants are struggling offensively, and Nabers, who's still only 22 years old, knows he has the talent to contribute more. This situation raises a lot of questions. Will Nabers continue to be patient, or is he already considering his options? Rumors are swirling that he might request a trade if the team's struggles persist, especially if he feels his development is being stunted by the ongoing instability. It makes sense. He's young, hungry, and knows what he's capable of, but the current environment isn't exactly conducive to his growth or his desire to win. Staying on a team that's not competitive isn't ideal for a player at this stage of his career, and if the Giants don't turn things around soon, it's plausible that Nabers could push for a move. Looking at the bigger picture, the Giants are at a crossroads. The team's offense has been a major concern for years, and despite the coaching efforts of Brian Daboll, who's generally considered one of the better minds in the league, they haven't yet found the consistency needed to compete at the highest level. Quarterback Russell Wilson, who was brought in to stabilize the position, has struggled to find his rhythm, and that has only compounded the issues. The offensive line hasn't been as dominant as hoped, and the play calling sometimes seems out of sync with the players' strengths. All of this creates a perfect storm of frustration, and players like Nabers, who are full of potential, are feeling it firsthand. Now, let's not forget that the Giants are aiming for a quick recovery. The NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint, but a team with a slow start like this has to act fast. The coaching staff has to find solutions, whether that's tweaking the offensive scheme, giving more targets to players like Nabers, or making tough roster decisions. The team's management is under pressure to make these decisions before the season slips further away. The NFC East is highly competitive, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders all looking to assert dominance, and the Giants need to re-establish themselves quickly. The potential trade request from Nabers adds an interesting layer to this storyline. If he does decide to seek a move, it could set off a chain reaction across the league. Teams are always looking for young, talented receivers, and Nabers fits that mold perfectly. But at the same time, it underscores how fragile the team's chemistry might be right now. It's a delicate situation. Do the Giants try to keep Nabers and rebuild their offense around his talents, or do they consider trading him for assets that might help in other areas? Either way, this situation emphasizes how critical the coming weeks will be for the Giants' future. And you have to wonder, what's next for Malik Nabers? Will he stay patient and wait for things to turn around, or will he push for a trade if the team keeps struggling? The young receiver's mindset is crucial because, at his age, he's still developing and wants to be part of a winning culture. His college days at LSU showed he can elevate his game under pressure, but the NFL is a different beast. The NFL is a business, and sometimes, players with a lot of talent get caught in situations that limit their growth. It's no secret that players want to be in environments where they can succeed, and right now, that's not fully happening for Nabers with the Giants. On the coaching side, Brian Daboll is facing a lot of scrutiny. He's known for his offensive ingenuity, but even the best coaches face difficult seasons. The Giants have shown flashes of brilliance in the past, especially during their Super Bowl-winning run in recent years, but consistency has eluded them. With the NFC East being as tough as it is, every game counts, and the margin for error is razor-thin. The Giants will need to make adjustments quickly, whether that's in their offensive game plan, the utilization of players like Nabers, or even personnel changes. The fact that Nabers was seen in such a heated moment indicates that the locker room dynamics are tense, and addressing those internal issues will be key to their recovery. Looking ahead, the team's upcoming schedule will be critical. If they can get their offense firing on all cylinders, especially with young talents like Nabers, they might still salvage this season. But if the struggles continue, the trade rumors and internal frustrations will only intensify. For the Giants, it's about finding a balance, building a winning culture, developing their young players, and making strategic moves that will pay off in the long run. Malik Nabers' situation is a microcosm of that larger challenge. He's talented, he's young, and he's eager to contribute, but he needs the right environment to flourish. Fans, I want to hear what you think about all of this. Do you believe Nabers will request a trade if things don't improve? Do you think the Giants can turn their season around, or are we heading into a rebuild? How do you see the team addressing their offensive issues, and what role do you think Nabers will play moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means a lot, not just to us, but to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on everything happening with the New York Giants. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the conversation going. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.